Welcome to Fortune Cookies Tarot, and this is your ultimate destination for pop culture, political, royal, celebrity, crazy tarot reading. So I'm Annabelle. I'm a tarot practitioner for over 35 years, and in this video, we are going to do a 12-month reading on Queen Camilla. Earlier today, I did launch the video, the 12-month for King Charles. It is today, Sunday, 12:13 p.m. on January 14th. So let's take a look at it. Now, I just want to preface this with Queen Camilla. I have always said that I do think that there's some kind of health issue that's going on with her that the rest of us are unaware of. I don't think that this is a public health issue. I don't think they make a big deal out of it. They do talk about how, well, there's stories floating about how she has a bad back. But I do think that there's something in a much broader perspective that's going on, not something that's critical or fatal, but something that's ongoing. So like a slow growing leukemia or something like that. So I'm sorry, I'm coughing. Let's pull up the card view and take a look at what's going on. So we're definitely going to look at some of the health issues here. And I am all super bundled up in my basement because it is cold this morning. Our temperature says it's like 40 degrees outside, but it feels colder. I'm sorry. We have some wind coming. This is not me getting sick again. This is just me coughing. So let's see how Camilla's year is going to go. And again, this is for entertainment purposes only. These are my own personal opinions and psychic downloads. Please do your own research. Here comes Gregopedia. So we've got January, February, March. I'm going to take a sip of my awesome vanilla cherry smoothie. Oh, it's really good. So January, we've got that 10 of Wands, loud and proud there. So she's just kind of fed up. There's a practicality about Camilla that is really admirable. She's just like, well, why are we messing with this? Why don't we just, just finish it off and get done with it? Like if a piece of furniture is irreparably broken and someone's hanging on to it because it's, has some significance, she's like, oh, for Pete's sake, like either fix it or get rid of it. Like we either have to rope it off and let it sit there because some famous person sat in it, or we have to let it go. So there is a level of practicality about her. So this 10 of Wands, and she did, I believe she's got like some kind of a podcast happening or something. I don't know. I'm not super, between having the flu and running around like a chicken with my head chopped off, I haven't paid super close attention to all of the royal news. There's going to be a change in her working behavior. I know that they were just, they just ascended to king and queen, but there's going to be some change to her working behavior. When we get the aces, sometimes it is spine related. I think we've got some spine related stuff. I did see in my reading about Queen Margrethe that the two of them, Charles and Camilla, are both kind of looking at that model and going, maybe that's not a bad idea for us. Maybe we should look at some kind of retirement situation. I'm just going to turn my camera this way so it's a little easier. When we get into February, we have conflicting views. And I think William is going to be very sweet about the stepping down of working. So one of the things, or just an announcement that King Charles is about to give the Princess of Wales the ability to kind of put her stamp of approval on different products and different things. And that's going to be very interesting because I don't believe that was ever done before. I know Princess Diana never had that, but I think it's going to be very, very interesting because he's basically turning her into a I don't want to say influencer. It's not influencer. He's not turning her into an influencer, but she's going to be able to merch in the sense that some other people wanted to. She's going to be able to, give her grace to certain products and certain designers and certain things. So I think that's going to be very interesting. I think it is the beginning, the very tip of the nose of Charles and Camilla pairing off a lot of their responsibilities to other royals. We're seeing a lot of Mike and Mike Tyndall and Zara. I should say Zara and Mike Tyndall. We're seeing a lot of them. So I think we're going to see a lot more handing off of responsibility. I do think that delegation is going to be the word of the year for them. They're going to delegate a great deal of things to other individuals. And I almost feel like Camilla is going to be behind the camera a lot, or I should say in front of the camera a lot more, rather than being out in person. I think there's something about that. She'll have small events at home. They will, of course, bring her out for the larger events, but I think she's going to be doing a lot more things in a comfortable position, broadcasting, utilizing Zoom, Google Meet, WebEx, whatever your flavor of the month is. I think they're going to be doing that. And I think that there's a great understanding on the part of William that they need to step up. This Knight of Cups is not necessarily just William, but it is the Prince and Princess of Wales. It is the titles therein that I'm feeling here. And this is the stepping back, not giving up of power, but stepping back. The advisors, the men in gray suits, are not in alignment with this. They don't love this idea. It's not the best breakfast they've ever had. They don't really. What's that? They might kick 100% of someone's butt. That's a line from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, for those of you that don't know. So let's see if we can get this in focus a little bit better. So this Three of Pentacles really is a very strong foundation. So I think the family really is saying we need to do something a little bit more creative with Camilla, because it's a bit much for her to be going out and walking around and doing things. By the time we get to March, I do feel that whatever the ailment is really going to be notable for her. And I would even say it's perhaps a situation that we need to have surgery. The back situation. This isn't the medical situation, the underlying one that I think exists. But I do think that the back situation is the forefront one. And they do want to address it because they do have something lurking in the background. Again, like I feel like it's a slow growing leukemia, something that's very manageable. That's not to, downgrade the significance of having a cancer or leukemia or something like that. But it does feel like there is something that's brewing under there. Certainly doesn't feel like, diabetes or heart condition or something like that. But it absolutely feels like it's something in the blood. There's something going on with her blood that does need to be monitored and treated regularly. But the primary issue we're going to be dealing with is health, paring back of the responsibilities and possibly handing off responsibilities or creating new responsibilities that are going to eclipse what the Queen would otherwise be doing in her capacity. So let's see what we get for further into spring. April, May, June. April, May, June. April, May, June. I think we will see a bit more of her. I think the beginning part of this year is going to be about getting her into a more comfortable position and setting her up for the spring season where we can kind of trot out Camilla. I feel that she's, again, with her supreme practicality, she's telling Charles, you just keep doing what you're doing. I'll deal with my nonsense. You know, like you just do that. I'm fine. I'm fine. I do feel that she is very self-sacrificing in that sense. You know, however you feel about Camilla, my opinion changed about her. This is more of a stronger approach to stepping out. And April, I feel like they're going to do some kind of a garden thing. I don't know if there's a garden show or if they're going to do something at High Grove that will be promotion of organic farming, sustainable farming, that kind of thing. Because, you know, King Charles does do that on that property. So I think there's something that's going to be happening with that, but it's going to be closer to home. So it's almost like she's going to open the doors to her home and let people see some of the things that they do. And I think that'll be very easy. It'll be kind of easing her back into the forefront, into public view, having her mix with the public. I know she was very active over Christmas. Like, don't come for me in the comments. I just feel like they need to kind of pare her back so that she can let that situation heal up. Gosh, my hair looks terrible. Again, Six of Pentacles here. We're doing our charitable events, but we're taking our time with them and we're still doing them in a controlled environment. The anxiety about going out to these events and kind of re-injuring or having an issue is abating. We're seeing that really abate. It's like, okay, now I feel like I can do this. I feel like I can jump in. I can do what I need to do. Chariot card. This is May. Remember, we are back to work, maybe a little too enthusiastically, but received very, very well. People are going to be very excited to see her out and about, you know, getting in a car, going around the corner, attending church services, attending openings, things like that. People are going to be very excited about this, and it's going to look really good. The Fool is in reverse. She may try and do a bit more than she needs to do. There's something about dancing at an event that she needs to be very careful about. Just no twirling around on the dance floor. When they do have these royal events and receptions, you know, there is some protocol as to, you know, having to dance collectively. You know, years ago, there used to be these very choreographed pool dances, which would be really neat. Everyone would get there and they'd be kind of doing the same thing. So I don't think that they still do that. I don't think they still, you know, everyone gets on the floor and dances in the exact same fashion. But nonetheless, I do think he needs to be a little bit, King Charles needs to be a little bit careful with Queen Camilla when they do these receptions and dancing, because she could potentially re-injure herself. Take it slow. Aim small, miss small. July, August, September. Now remember, these are the months that we vacation and we go up to Balmoral. Everyone loves that. Ace of Cups, July. I think it's like August they go up. But July, things are looking good. I think we feel good. We're practically healed up as long as she doesn't re-injure herself dancing, like I said. We're going to see her out and about a lot more, and bringing to the fore the fruition of some of the charities that she has worked on. So we'll get to see all the work that resulted from promotion of patronages and things like that. So, you know, the proof is going to be in the pudding for July. They're going to present proof of do-gooding. So that's great. We're going to see that. In August, the Magician is in reverse, and we get that Tower card in reverse, and the World card and the Magician in reverse. That is alarming. So, you know, we have that Knight of Wands coming, Knight of Wands straight up. That's kind of doing a bit too much work. And the Magician in reverse is we're not prepared. This is more of a, I'm not prepared for this situation. So And the Tower card is something that happens to us. This Knight of Wands is concerning because I do get that as Harry a lot of the time, but in reverse. Upright and in reverse. When he gets an idea, it's sometimes upright. When he executes the idea, it's sometimes in reverse. So this World's card, I just want to get another card or two here, because the Tower and the World together are endings, and endings that are done to us. So but we also get the Wish card. So I'm wondering if we're possibly going to get an announcement that something is going to happen. Maybe someone is going to retire. Don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. This is, again, August. August is going to be an interesting month. So maybe we'll go to Balmoral and say, you know what, this is really great. Maybe we should just retire here. September, Hangman, Queen of Cups. And again, that Sun in reverse and Charity down at the bottom. So the Queen of Cups in reverse is going to have some emotion. So if when I did Charles reading, and what I've been kind of exploring is possibly the surprise that lady, and you guys have plenty of comments in on all the readings about the Lady Colin Campbell surprise, that was a blockbuster surprise that we're supposed to get in the spring. I know she said this before, but a lot of people are asking a lot of questions. Like, one, I think, there's going to be an adoption situation that they're going to broadcast. I also think that the titles and the money are going to be taken away. So they're going to give them whatever money they have loose, whatever loose change they have, they're going to hand it off to them. They're going to say, here you go with God. Don't bug us anymore. You guys are cut loose. You can do whatever you want. Stop talking about the royal family. Go make money, because that's what you wanted to do. So I think that they're going to do that. But what if Harry comes for the family? What if he comes for Camilla and starts telling stories? I also was thinking, was getting that he may produce a book of recollections of my mother. Recollections may vary of my mother, and try to pull in some people to talk about his mother. I know in his book, he did reveal that he does not remember her very much. So this is going to be very curious how he's going to do this. So the Hangman in reverse is it worth it all? Underneath it all, we have this duty, which Camilla was not born into. We all know that. She wasn't born into this. She wasn't born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. But there's a certain amount. The deck was stacked against them. That's really what I'm feeling, is that the deck was stacked against them before they even got started, before they could even begin their reign. So, we've done so much. Maybe we should step back and leave on a high note. So I think they're going to try and leave on a high note, but I think there's going to be some drama in August with her, and she's going to say, we got to get out of this before it gets worse. So, or September. I think she is going to say that. Just do a little bonus reading. If they decide to abdicate, is it going to be Camilla that tips the scales on this? Because Charles seems to really adore her. That's not to say that she doesn't, but he really seems to adore her. So is it going to be Camilla who tips the scale? No. Is it going to be Charles? Yeah. It is going to be the king who makes that decision. That makes sense. I don't think she would force that decision. So let's look at October, September, August. I'm going backwards. October, November, December for next year for Camilla, Queen Camilla. Can't even remember her last name now. Camilla Bowles? Parker Bowles. That was it.
Well, that fourth meeting of information to you.
Well done, Gregopedia.
Thank you.
Everything that Gregopedia has learned about the royal family has been against his will. We can all thank the lockdown for that, me having to move into his man cave. So in October, we are back to discussions and arguments and dealing with other parties that are not of the same mind, the devil card. So I think if they are floating the idea of abdicating and retirement from the crown, I think there's going to be some brouhaha from Harry and Meghan that they are unable to, because this devil card is really them. That devil card is them hitched to an idea, hitched to a concept, hitched to a storyline, and they're not letting up from it. So I think that whatever they have to do, they have to dial it up. That's why we're getting this temperance in reverse. They're going to have to dial up their charm offensives to get in there and deflect all of that. Reality, the damage control that they have to do is minimal. The damage control, and that's really the frustrating part, is that we have that Emperor in reverse, the Two of Pentacles, and that Knight of Swords in reverse, which is often Harry. They just have to cut them loose. They have to say, here is the money that you think you're owed. Take it, go, have your life, and leave us alone. Leave us out of it. It's the one-way door. You're out. You want it out. You're good. There's no restoration of the relationship. There's no year of redemption. There's no year of recollections that, you know, maybe we'll agree to disagree on. It's really foolish. They just have to cut them loose. And by October, I think that really becomes profoundly apparent, because they're just playing ping pong. They're just playing this really crappy game of ping pong where Harry and Meghan do something and the royal family has to correct the things that were sent out by charm offensives. And it's proving to be too much work for them. So now we get this Hierophant. When we're talking about the royal family, the Hierophant is seats of power. And I don't want to say that the courtiers or the gray suits or the business managers have more power than the royal family. But this is where the power behind the crown is going to come to the fore. So they are going to make some decisions. So are they going to be swayed to the opinion of the royal family, or are they going to continue to buck them like we see here? So first of all, is this about abdication? We're going to pull one card. It's about looking at how things have gone for perhaps the Danish crown, seeing how that was received by the people and how it's affected the royal family. So in the Danish royal family, that is. So let's see where we go from there. Casting them out without any turn, without any return. And that's not for any of them. That's not for the children, not for Harry. It really will be a blockade. He will be a pedestrian. He will be a person on the outside. He will be one of us. They are going to level him. That's what the gray suits are going to recommend. Let's level him. We have to omit any connection with him. And that it's a shame, because, you know, we have dealt with, Greg and I had a narcissist in our life, and this person cut us off, and it was the greatest gift ever. Right, Greg?
Well, there's no reason to be around there anymore.
Well, I didn't say it was a he or a she, but
Well, I know you're talking.
yeah, I know, you know who I'm talking about. But there was no reason to prolong the friendship. But this person was a constant stream of drama. Contingency plans were often made for parties and events that we had in the event that this person would become out of control and problematic. You know, it's sometimes you really have to just say, this is all for the best. So, in our situation, the person blanked us. In the royal family situation, their narcissists left, and they should honor that. They should be like, okay, bye, see ya, have a great day. But the perpetuation of the relationship is coming back for money, for apologies. Like, there's always something that they're asking for. So I think this is, you're not getting your apology. You people suck. Go. See you later. You blew it. You're not part of our family anymore. And that slams the door on Harry, which he's going to have to make a decision whether he wants to stay with this person forever and continue to have the kind of life that he has now, no judgments there, or if he's going to move forward and say, you know what, I can't do this anymore. My life is crap now, and it's not because of where I grew up. But I think that there's too much water under the bridge. We get to December and we have 2 of Cups. Everything, it looks like 2 of Cups again. It looks like everything's turning out okay. I'm wondering if this is going to be the passing of the baton. I'm wondering if we pass on the baton at this point and say, hey, you know what, you guys, we're gonna really give you a lot of the responsibility, and we're gonna start to gear up for that. They don't want to do the work anymore. So curious reading for Madame. Very, very interesting. So I do hope that I don't see anything dire, like they're not going to be around, or their reign will end in a particular anticipated fashion. I just think that they're exhausted and they're done, and they just want to be done with it. So the drama with the Harkles is too much. So we'll see what her year is like. So in the meantime, thank you so much for being here. I am going to do something with my hair and do some more batch videos. So I will see you all later. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.